for today's cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
If you, on X, I did share the link to Stefan Burns' latest video about the incoming solar thing.
It's going to be
storm.
It's going to be interesting.
He was quite excited about it.
What, the
really
fact
was.
that it can blow out like all technology, just wipe it?
But it could be, he was saying that it could be the largest geomagnetic storm that we've seen in the 21st century.
This means it might blow everything.
He was
Our house might catch on fire.
He was discussing as far as the possibility it may or may not be as large as the Carrington event.
I mean, that did some damage.
Oh, yeah, the Carrington event certainly did. And of course, we have so much more technology than they had then. The Carrington event, I mean, it's like telegraph was the thing back then. And it blew the wires off of the poles. The things did catch fire, different things like that.
That was before they had all the wires in the ground, too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's still quite a few places, including us, that has wires on poles.
Oh yeah, we do, but it was not like it was at one point.
Right, I'm hoping
it's
that
not
the
like
insulation and all that stuff has gotten much more advanced.
No, there's countries that have it like that though.
Yeah.
And those lines look dangerous.
Well, we have seen some pictures of some of the electric poles and something there in India that it looked like there was a little bit of an overload going on.
Yeah, that's how our wires at one point looked here in America.
Yeah.
It was always in the big cities, though, that they looked like that. That was dangerous shit right there.
Well, it's going to be interesting because there are so many satellites.
I don't think they're going to survive.
You wonder if those satellites, as you think about, is it Starlink? Is that Elon Musk's endeavor?
Uh-huh.
And wonder if they thought about the possibility of these solar storms when they were putting those things up there.
And when was this allegedly going to happen?
I think that he said that it should be, are we in May now?
Yeah, we're in May.
Possibility of May the 10th through the 13th.
No, you're fucking up. It's fucking up my shipping. No, no. I have stressed about this day. All I wanted was one Odile face sculpt Barbie mermaid. That's all that I wanted, and it has already been pushed back. It was supposed to arrive today, and it's going to arrive on the 12th. This is gonna fuck it up. It's not meant for me to have one.
Yes, you have just observed Gen Z melodrama.
Yes.
From kid to those Pisces with Leo rising.
Mm-hmm. That's like the pretty and punk Jade. I'm just not destined to have one.
I'm just hoping that it doesn't, as far as people's brains.
Well, it's definitely, it may, who knows, maybe we'll like wire it better or something like that.
He came out with a video the day before, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I also posted that on X, discussing historically different times in where there had been major solar events with, I don't want to say, I don't like the word evolution because I think it's bogus, but different innovation.
It's adaptation.
Well,
right?
it was just change of thought and stuff. And that's what we were talking about, the Bronze Age, which it was interesting that he had used a similar term on some of these things because that was what Rick Levine had mentioned at his May, coffee house thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was most interesting. I don't believe in coincidence.
No.
But Stefan has the ability, he is very knowledgeable about a lot of different things. And he was talking about humans' genes, and we've got people that's wanting to edit genes lots.
Have they been doing that for a minute, though?
Well, yeah, but he was, asking questions, which is when intelligent people don't know things, they ask questions, and that's how they learn and become more intelligent.
Yeah.
And he was saying that certain genes, he was wondering if certain genes were activated at specific points in human history, which could be tied to astrological events.
That is a possibility.
And I really appreciate the fact that he's like a geophysicist, I think is what he has a degree in. It sounds
smart
impressive.
man.
He is a very intelligent young man. Yes, he is.
Smart man.
And so for him to be smart enough not to discount astrology, because you've got a lot of these people that are full of themselves and it's like, oh, well, that's woo-woo. No, it's never been woo-woo. If it was woo-woo, it would not have survived thousands of years.
Nope.
And so now they do have some of the science to explain some of the astrology.
What was that song? I can smell the chemicals.
Oh, yeah, she blinded me with science.
Science!
I love that song. It's Thomas Dolby. And, but he is able to connect dots like nobody else that I have seen so far. So that's most interesting.
Yeah, that really is. I mean, this is
And
an interesting time. This is a time like no other.
We are. And it's like everybody is saying that. And every conceivable front, whether it's political or whatever, everybody's like, we've never been here before. Well, no, we haven't. Incoming coffee slurp. I have been there many times. And so just wanted to mention that for those who may have, we don't know where people are listening and what they follow and what they don't follow and everything like that.
You got to add that coffee slurp sound effect.
The coffee slurp is just, it's a standard procedure.
It is.
But
You can't do it. You'll choke.
I will. As soon as I tried to do that and be dramatic with it, I would sit here and, have to edit because I would damn near die. And then I would come back going, I lived. Which is the important part.
Did you die? But did you die? I'm about dead.
No, it's one of those close don't count on that. You either do or you don't. If you lived, you're all right. It's okay.
Close
Get
but
over
no
it. Go
cigar.
on. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But trying to search for articles that are interesting or sort of pertain to our channel, that has been a challenge for me lately because everybody is so focused on drama bullshit and how much is flying under the radar because everybody's focused on the drama bullshit.
Well, yeah, that's why they do this, like, distraction techniques with celebrities and stuff, that drama. Like, it's genuine drama going on, but it ain't no coincidence that it's happening during this exact time that other political shit's happening.
I have never understood why anybody, as far as celebrity worship,
Well,
I
it's someone...
don't get it.
Well, what it is, it's they have something that a lot of people would want. They have the look, they have the talent, they have whatever...
But a
What's
lot
the word
of them
I'm looking
are
for? Whatever,
horrible
like,
people.
ability. Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
would you want to? I don't give a damn
'Cause a lot of them-
aesthetically pleasing a human is if they have no regard for other humans. They're a horrible human.
Flat out, a lot of people do not take that into account.
Oh, yeah.
They don't take that into account.
Well, they create a fantasy of who these people are rather than to know the reality.
That's exactly what it is. Now, sometimes what you see is what you get. Like Madonna, she's not known as a nice person.
No, she definitely is not. Sorry.
And she doesn't act nice in interviews and such. She is very rude and very condescending sometimes. And so it's literally with that, it is what you see. What you see is what you get.
Well,
And she's not that talented.
it's
Like, she's got some good music, but she's not that
she's
talented.
got some delusion going on. The woman's in her 60s, and then now she does sort of look like that Melanie Martinez alien fairy nymph thing.
No.
Only with one set of eyes instead of two.
What was that movie Come to Brazil or something like that, and like
I
literally
don't know.
the old lady, his mother, whatever, was having her face stretched and
That's-
pinned back and
You know
and
what the-
plastic wrapped.
That's what happened. That's what people are actually seeing. It's not that, what is it, demon face syndrome?
Yeah.
It's just bad plastic surgery.
No, some of them are genuinely, yeah. Some people, I don't think it's
my
demon face syndrome. I think they're
God.
actually seeing some people for
Yeah.
what they are.
Well, that could be. Because the veil between the worlds is thin. And if we are getting ready to go through, and there's a lot of people that have been talking about this shift in consciousness and different things like that for many years. Mm-hmm. And we very well could be on the precipice of that.
It's
and
very
that
possible.
creatures that people once were able to see and perceive and then lost the ability, maybe we will be able to see and perceive those creatures again.
Oh, that would be so cool. Because I genuinely, I would like to see it. I would like to see, like, elves.
It depends. What if they're assholes also? We don't know.
I would like to see unicorns. I would like to see fairies. I know the fairies can bite. I know they're not nice.
Well, we don't know that was that one movie. That was their version of it. But
Yeah, but still.
the Fae were not these little winged thingies. These were a different race of being.
Is that not what the nymphs are? Nymphs are, basically?
That's, like I said, those
Because they're
are...
considered fae.
Yes and no, and it depends on... Nobody knows. Nobody knows shit about shit.
Now, Mexico-
That is the ultimate wisdom.
Mexico already has seen the gnomes for years.
Yeah, they have. They've been caught on video and stuff down there.
And they're little shit. They're little shits. Flat
Well,
out.
you know, yeah.
They're not nice.
No. There was a reason that humans, way back in the day, as far as, it's like, don't mess with the Fae. Or any of their ilk. You know, any of these earth spirits and stuff, they've got their own way of doing things, and it's like,
You
y'all
see them, but you don't mess with them.
Stay in your lane. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we ain't gonna mess with you. Don't be messing with us. And it was usually when things got very terse was when humans had offended them or done something to them or whatever.
How do you know if you offended them or not? How do you
Well,
know what's
that's the reason
offensive
as far
to
as
them?
don't go in the fairy rings and such. And there's most legends have a basis as far as there's always an element of truth there somewhere. So that's one of those that's you send somebody else out and sit there and go, okay, what are you going to do? It's like, all right, this is your thing. Y'all stay on y'all side of the road, and we're going to stay on our side of the road. The same way we think it's how we survived in these mountains for generations. You mind your own business.
It's like that dream that aliens parked their ship across the yard and we're our neighbors. And literally all we did was just like smile and wave, and they smiled and waved back.
And that's how you get along. Welcome to Appalachian culture. Yeah.
We don't even smile and wave at our neighbors.
No, our neighbors are just, they're there and they're loud. And we just,
I think they're scared of us.
Good. Good.
We're not mean people, though.
No, but I've been told I could be intimidating at times. I think I just have this look, this sort of intense look. It's not just me. My father had that intense look.
Yeah. He could give a look that's been like, don't you step there.
You really, it's like, don't you breathe. Do not breathe. No, it's
And it would
not
give-
allowed here.
Mini heart attack. If he shot you one of those looks, a mini heart attack.
That was it. That group of people.
And
is
your
a
blood
very-
just drains from your body.
It's a very strange, within this area and stuff, to have really, really dark hair and pale blue eyes. Mm-hmm. It's weird. It's sort of they sort of change color depending on what you wear, and it's either perceived as gray or blue or green or, and I've just got to where I would go, oh, is that what color they are today? And
I
go
never
on.
saw your eyes as green.
I've had other people tell me that.
Now
and
I
it's just
can I can see the blue and I can see the silver because it's literally like in between. It's like a bluish silver.
It's odd, but
Yeah,
as
like
far as Daddy's Bunch, that's characteristic. You could spot one of them. But it was odd to have that coloration because we don't know who we are in these mountains because we're mixed peoples.
Here I am with hazel eyes. I'm like, damn it, y'all got the good shit.
It's not so. That's like not so. You have
mud brown hair.
That is not so either.
Mama, as I got older, it started turning into that dirty dishwater blonde, and then it just turned into like this mousy, muddy brown.
And again, it's a matter of, and I meant to slightly crawl you anyhow, as far as...
What did I do this time?
It was a matter of you saying that you were somehow less than because you were not educated.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. There are people that have enough pieces of paper to plaster a wall, but they're, again, horrible people. That does not make somebody a good human. You are kind. You know how to treat people. That is worth more than any piece of paper.
All I do is treat people how I personally want to be treated.
That's it. It's not that hard, is it?
Not to me. But learning shit is very difficult.
Right, because you've got a lot of people that have learning challenges. That has nothing to do with their intelligence. Has nothing to do with their ability to learn. They just have to put forth more effort. That's like our buddy Omega. He's got severe dyslexia, but he is not a stupid man by any means.
Just because you have dyslexia does not mean you're
well in school
incapable of learning.
When he was in school, things like that, they treated those kids horribly. They would. They didn't try. Now, whose fault was that? Was that the child, or was that the adult with the piece of paper?
Well, this is just fact. Like, if it was something I was not truly interested in, it just seagulls.
Yes, that's ADHD.
As much as I tried to focus and learn, it just never.
That is
it
ADHD.
Never sunk in and clicked.
Yeah, right there. But the stuff that you know it. And you know it to the nth degree.
Yeah, so, but what practical knowledge does knowing what type of plastic dolls have?
Just because that you have knowledge that you cannot apply today does not mean that it will not be needed in the future. Yeah. So as far as you feeling less than because you don't have a piece of paper, fuck those pieces of paper. I've got pieces of paper. It didn't mean shit.
I don't want pieces of paper, but I want to know, and I want to be able to follow a conversation with some shit rather than just going like
we have
deer in the headlights.
We have internet. You can learn. Anybody has the ability to learn almost anything that they want to learn.
Like I'll learn bits and pieces of shit here and there, but like for example, some of the stuff that you like to learn, I have no interest in. Elijah. No, I have no interest in a lot of the stuff that he does. He's a different breed of cat.
No, and it's just like as far as that's
like coding. He wants me to learn how to sort of code, and a friend wants me to learn how to code, and I'm like, no.
You do not have the ability to remember to do those things. That's one of the reasons with the type of ADHD that you have, and this was diagnosed by a big brain that is one of the top names in this area. I
can barely learn how to use Blender. And that's 3D modeling.
The reason that math was very difficult for you is with ADHD and attentive disorder. It sounds like a therapy session, doesn't it? With ADHD and attentive disorder, you have problems getting information from short-term memory into long-term memory. Math is something that requires long-term memory because it is a cumulative skill. It builds upon itself.
I got shamed
at
a job
wrong.
Because I could not count change. I got shamed by one of the customers. I got shamed by a coworker or boss. I could barely use the calculator because I never saw that type of calculator. Didn't know how it worked.
That was their bad, not yours.
I can't read an analog clock.
That's ADHD. That's...
I know the hour, but as far as the minute, yeah, fuck that.
Well, yeah, that, like I said, part of this is ADHD. There is no shame in something that you cannot control. The shame is on those people who are not willing to assist somebody who has challenges.
You know how embarrassing that is, though?
have had various and sundry experiences with embarrassment, so I may not know exactly, but I could come close to it. But like
If
I
I
said,
could have,
that
I
was,
would have quit right there on the spot.
I understand. I do understand. But it's one of those you did not. And it's like, don't you let the bastards win. Because there's always going to be a fresh level of hell and a fresh bastard no matter where you go and what you do. It's required somehow.
Will these solar flares, whatever that's happening, is that going to kick this shit in?
We don't know. Nobody knows. And it may be something and it may be nothing. It may be something to sit there and go, okay, well, they must have prepared better than they thought. Or not.
I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind if we went back to analog stuff, like basic tube TVs, rotary, like home wired phones.
The problem with it is that where everything is internet and computer based, and I saw this problem many, many years ago, because where people have gone to digital banking instead of using the cash and different things like that, if the internet goes down, you can't buy anything. You can't fuel your vehicle.
Well, how did they do that in the 80s? Because that's when credit
We
cards...
didn't have all that.
Debit cards were a thing in the 80s.
Oh, not much, People still had cash.
Well, what about the 90s?
There. Huh?
What about the 90s?
No, even a lot of that stuff didn't come into great prevalence until like the 2000s.
Like in Maximum Overdrive, he put his debit card into the machine. It was like, this thing called me an asshole.
Well, that was totally different back then than it was now. It's like, are you kidding? Back in the 80s, they had this thing. It looked like a brick that if you have run a credit card, they put it there. They had a piece of carbon paper. It had a slide that you went over the top. It made an impression. It was whoosh. And it made an impression. You got a copy of it. The retail whoever got a copy of it. It was carbon paper.
See,
it was an impression of that.
That's pretty cool, though.
It was, but it's something now that it's like telling somebody something that happened in the Flintstones.
Mama, I was still part of the generation. The internet was not necessarily a common thing or a usable thing still.
I don't know where you were that we've had internet for many, many
Dial-up
years.
was not that usable.
It was internet.
Yeah.
It was internet.
But it was still a time where, okay, you can sit at the computer, wait for something to load, or you can go outside and play.
Absolutely. I mean, as far as the smartphones and stuff, no, that wasn't there. I remember...
or you can sit and wait on TV.
I'm trying to think. 11, 12, 13, as far as you having laptops and different things like that, which I probably, I was still trying to work and do something with my life.
Well, that was the one that got me my first laptop, and I can tell you what age I was. I was 10 years old.
So, but as far as, and
it was a Toshiba satellite.
Up to different people to do different things, and I think that adults now recognize it's like it's not necessarily as good for kids to have the electronics as they once thought that it was.
No, it causes brain rot.
Well, it can cause brain rot.
To be on there heavily.
I don't think that they truly understood the capacity of children to get into new technology and figure it out. Kids can, if you don't know how to do something with technology, hand it to a kid.
Yeah.
They literally will figure it out in just a few seconds. And that included the deep web or the dark web back in the day.
I found some sites I
that
really should never have been on. Like Best Gore. I found that when I was like 12 or 13, and no.
Shit that I never thought that I had no clue that you were in there messing with. Yeah.
Yeah, no. No. No.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's the thing. Even with parental locks, children figure out how to fix that shit.
They do.
Or like work around that.
And so would it be necessarily and that's when their last summer and stuff when we were 11 days without internet. After the first day, and after going, how am I going to upload my videos and figuring that out? Other than that, we were fine. We actually sort of kind of enjoyed it because we had DVDs, we had CDs, we had radio, we had books, we had all kinds of stuff.
Dead ass, that's how it was back, at least from what I remember in my childhood. That's how it was. If I wanted to watch something, I would pop a DVD or pop a VHS tape. Or I would click on TV or something like the actual cable network.
Yeah. Yeah.
Internet was not a thing to me until truly a thing until 11 to 12.
Yeah.
And now.
Yeah. I mean, when I was working down at the jail, I mean, my God, I worked night shift, 12-hour night shifts and stuff like that. And, you know, when I have days off and stuff like that, I was not that involved online usually. I mean, it was just like I had
you
time
would play
to
Facebook,
sleep.
Farmville.
Oh God, Farmville, and that was because I had somebody that it's like you've got to play Farmville. Everybody has to play Farmville.
But one of the memories from when I was little was you sitting over there at the computer, and I can't remember what it was, but it was a beige monitor that we had at the time. Mm-hmm. And the bird cage was sitting right there in front of the window. And I open it up, and it flies immediately to you and lands in your head.
Of course it did, because
and you're squalling.
Of course it did. I hated that bird. It was a green cheek conure. See, it was evil.
I didn't know you hated it at the time.
It bit me.
I didn't, Mama. I was little.
Yes, I know.
I'd had no idea. I was just like, bird, let me open it.
But back during the day of dial-up and trying to download music.
That was like LimeWire and stuff like that.
There was another, I don't think it was LimeWire that I used. There was another site.
Napster.
It wasn't Napster. Or maybe it was LimeWire. It was not Napster. It was not the one that they were illegally. I wasn't interested in pirating music. No, but
that's one of the ways that My Chemical Romance got discovered was through LimeWire.
And that may have been because these artists had they had uploaded their music.
Yeah, that's how they would get it out there.
Yeah, and it was great. But my God, you had to have commitment and dedication to download and make. I still have some of those CDs. Well, see, we had one connection. The internet was with the phone.
Yeah.
So you hoped that, and inevitably, I mean, it would take like 15, 20 minutes to download a 3 to 4 minute song, and you could have like seconds left, and then the phone would ring, and it was just like, whoops, okay, let's start all over.
And then when YouTube became a thing, you would wait and wait. And that was like early Wi-Fi still. And it would buffer. And then it would play a little bit. And then it would buffer. And then it would play a little bit and just buffer. Mm-hmm. I remember trying to show y'all an evil potato video. And it just buffering. And me getting so frustrated and embarrassed. And be like, okay, fuck it. Never mind.
Well,
I didn't say fuck it, but.
You know, and it was just how internet and how dependent that we have become on this. It's never good to put all your eggs in one basket. Mm-hmm. You always need to have some kind of contingency plan.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
So, who knows? Who knows? And it's like, it's not a matter of fear porn or anything like that. Nobody knows. And it was just like living through the Y2K thing. That was epic.
Which was just stupidity. It was a way to get people to mass panic.
Oh, people sold books and conspiracy theories. And my God, I wish I had invested in a tinfoil hat industry years ago.
Except it would have to be made with the same tinfoil that the blankets are made out of.
Yeah, but that would have been awesome. It would have been hell to try to pack that and ship them, though. That would be the problem with that. You could send a kit. It's like do it yourself tinfoil hat.
Make the pattern, ship it out with the fabric, stuff like
and
that.
just have the roll of tinfoil there and let them do it themselves and sell that for $59.99. I should have.
And it would have been more like $29.99 back then.
Well, yeah, maybe. And got Art Bell to endorse some of it. That would have been great back in the day.
Yeah.
It just, like I said, how things have changed so rapidly. And that was what Stefan Burns was talking about, that historically, when whatever in period of enlightenment, that it did happen very rapidly.
Yeah. I mean, to the point that it is almost mind-breaking.
Yeah. But we don't know what we don't know.
No.
And there's no need sitting and spinning, wondering what could be, because most of the time it never is as we think it's going to be.
Did you see over there in LA? I don't remember what part of LA it is. It may be Vegas. It was like in the Sphere or something like that. And they have legitimate androids, like on a stand talking to the people, stuff like that. They have actual holograms, all that.
Well, now, is it a hologram or is it an android?
No, they got both.
Oh, okay. Because I know that some of the robots that they're coming out with lately, that it's still not, it's not sci-fi quality.
Oh, it looks sci-fi. Like, these androids look sci-fi.
But I mean, as far as true functionality and stuff, that it's not there just yet. It's enough to
they can't walk
freak
by
people
themselves.
out. And there's a lot of things that people, because we don't understand it, such as the AI and different things like that, we are projecting fear onto something before we know whether we need to be afraid of it or not. We see how it could be misused because it's been revealed to us over the past few years how things have been misused.
Mm-hmm. And what was it that I was going to say now? And people are usually afraid of what they don't know.
Sure.
And fear, along with pain, usually equals anger as well.
Oh, yeah.
So automatically, a lot of people just get fearful and angry at this stuff.
Mm-hmm. So we don't know.
Yeah.
The one variable that most people discount is God.
He's always in the equation.
What is God going to do? We don't know. But he's going to do something. I know that. I know that.
Listen, I'm just praying that he doesn't let it get to the point that it becomes like a full-on real-life version of Mirror's Edge, or Black Mirror is already happening.
Well, he gives people free will. And within that,
I don't want to be a runner. I can't parkour.
You have and again, see what you're doing. You're creating a story in your head of potential which has not yet occurred.
Yeah. Well, that's Pisces. We're
And
always
that's one of
like
those, that's where you have to reel it back and say, in this moment, I am safe. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
And that gratitude. Because that'll keep you from losing your shit. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people that are losing their shit.
That's true.
And there's other people making money causing people to lose their shit.
Yeah.
Big money.
Yeah.
And so this is where the wisdom of simplicity. I was talking to your brother about that. These people that do all these complex things and the mental gymnastics and the this and the that and blah, blah, blah. And you reel it back as far as Zen. Mm-hmm. Be in this moment. What are you doing now? Experience this moment fully. And the simplicity, simple language, simple thoughts. Learn to control your mind instead of allowing it to run wild and control you. Same thing with your emotions. This is the basis of martial arts.
That is true. That is true.
It is self-discipline. And a lot of that can prevent panic. It can prevent fear. different things, even as far as, and if you don't want to go that route, you can go the Stoics. There are things that we can control, things we can't control. Either way, it's okay. Do what you can do and then let God do what you can't do. But don't try to box him in on what he must do and how he must do it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about the unicorns. And it'll be all right. We'll save that for another one.
Listen to that. I've seen some cool shit with unicorns. So, like, for example, unicorns stabbing other people.
Well, yeah.
Do you remember? There's a little plural on Charlie. There's also a little plural on Charlie.
I don't know. Final thoughts. We'll get to the unicorn story another day. It'll keep. Mm-hmm. They've been around for thousands of years. They'll keep for a few more days.
Can't wait to see them if they actually are real. Can't wait to see them. That's awesome.
Well, it'd be a majestic creature.
Well, they were incredibly rare too.
Maybe. We don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
So, if you've had experiences with paranormal or supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, you can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and the email address is there in the description box. And like I said, the links to Stefan Barnes, I will put his name there in the description box. And
is he related to Pete Burns by chance?
I don't know, maybe.
Stefan Burns?
I don't know. But I did on X. You can go to X and the videos. It'll give you the link there.
Mm-hmm. You know, it'd be really cool. Like, you know how Robert Phoenix does the Star of the Day thing? Mm-hmm. I would really like him to do like a thing with that with Pete Burns.
Maybe.
I would really like that.
Okay.
So yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Check her out on BitChute and Rumble, where Landa's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Check her out also on X, previously known as Twitter, where Landa, COCWS. It's like a radio station call sign. It's really cool. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good.
Don't live in fear. Fear is the mind killer.
It is.
Know that you are loved. Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.